Hiran, are we good to start? I think it's 5 minutes past 5.
Yep, I think we should be good to start. I'm happy with that. So let's get started.
Okay. Good evening, everybody, and thank you all for joining the live webinar. I know we have people from across the world on the call. I know everybody's if you can't see the next person, but we have visibility into the people on the call. I recognize some people from Ghana, from Kenya, from South Africa, and of course, my home country, Nigeria. So thank you all for coming. I also know some people here have been invited by myself, Hiran and Buma. So thank you everyone for honoring the invite of the person that has invited you. So welcome to this webinar. I was thinking about this call a couple of hours before joining, and I just said, it's been 3 years. Myself and Hiran have been on investing globally, spending locally. It's 3 years. It feels like yesterday. We started this in 2021. Look at us here, 3 years in. When we started this, I was just thinking, I said the pound to Naira, this I'm speaking for the Nigerians, the pound was 600 Naira to a pound. And look at us today, the pound is at 1,500 Naira to a pound. A bit of a sober moment really for me as I speak about it, but it is what it is. And I remember the previous webinars we did or live seminars when Hiran came into Nigeria. One of the things I always ended with was the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the next best time is now. And then when I said, it always felt like everything is going to be all right. Our currency is not really going to devalue. When I think about it and I see the level of devaluation of the currency, and honestly, when I said it, I never thought it was going to get to this place. But alas, here we are. But the good thing about real estate is, real estate is something that's always going to appreciate. It's always going to. It's a good place. It's the safest place to put your money. I was watching a documentary on the Rockefeller family 2 days ago, and I was just talking about the real estate investments and the generational wealth that's been built for the family. They have just been able to withstand all the ups and downs, the inflation, the devaluation for the different countries or the different parts of the world. So I just withstood it, and the family is one family that continues to stay rich. So I welcome everybody to this webinar. Hiran is going to be speaking to us about the opportunities of real estate in the UK. So I'll just to please listen. If we have any questions, we can ask the questions on the chat. At the end, I will speak again and I'll speak to my story of my journey over the last 3 years. I'll speak to it and just how I have been able to withstand the devaluation in the economy, and how I'm able to still, even though we have the inflation in Nigeria, the devaluation, how I'm able to still pay my bills and have multiple streams of income in a currency that has been able to withstand the changes in the economy. Just to introduce Hiran again, I've known Hiran for a while, over 3 years now. Before then, he had done some work with friends or people I had known from my previous place of employment. So Hiran is a trustworthy guy. He has helped me personally and a couple of people on the call to navigate tough situations in the midst of the economic challenges, whether it's to make financial choices. He has even helped my family members too, that were not even buying property from him, just to make the right choices, make financial decisions that have helped them for the long term. So Hiran is a great guy. I'm very grateful. When I count my blessings, I count him as one of them. And I urge everybody listening, understand it, and do feel free to ask questions. Hiran is one guy you can call by 12 midnight and he'll answer your call. You can chat with him and he will respond. So I urge us to listen, and I'll pop in again later on. Thank you very much for coming, and over to you, Hiran.
Thank you very, very much for that, Uju, and thank you so much for that very warm welcome and intro for me as well. I genuinely do appreciate that. It has been a pleasure working with you over the last 3 to 5 years as well. So I thank you for standing by me as well, and all the support. So on that note, I'd also like to say a very, very big thank you to everyone that's attended today, that registered to attend this particular webinar. This is, by the looks of it, going to be one of our biggest webinars for Africa as a whole. And I'd like to welcome everyone that's come in from Ghana, from Zimbabwe, from Nigeria, and also from South Africa and Kenya as well. I believe we've also got a few people from Turkey that are attending today as well. So I'd like to thank you all for attending. So on that note, I would like to just basically go through to start with and touch on the agenda for today. So I'm going to start by talking a little bit about who are Legacy. I'm going to talk a little bit about our turnkey solution, a little bit about the buy-to-let market, and give you a bit of a market update and an overview of what's been happening in the UK this year and near the end of last year as well. We'll talk a little bit about why Manchester, why Birmingham, our current developments that we have available, and also just touch on a little bit about legacy citizenship. And Uju will then take over again, tell you a little bit about her story and her successes in real estate working with me. And then finally, we'll get to the Q&A and then close there. Now, before I do go ahead as well, one of the things to note is that today I'm actually planning on skimming through a lot of information because there's a lot of valued information that you will see today. However, the main objective is to sow the seed today of why you should be looking to invest into UK real estate. But when we do eventually jump onto our one-to-one meetings, I will go into a lot more thorough detail about the different cities, the different locations, and the great investment opportunities that you can get your hands on as well. But today is more of an overview and to just give you the gist. So a little bit about myself to start with. So my name is Hiran Nakar, and I'm the Managing Director for Legacy. I've been based in Dubai for the last 12 years, and I manage and look after clients in the Middle East and within the Africa regions. I work with individuals as well as family offices throughout these regions. I specialize in helping clients to build their property portfolios for their future and for their legacy and succession planning. I provide exceptional turnkey investments and a full service consultancy to international investors globally. So a little bit more. We're experienced in terms of real estate since 2011. So a good 12, 13 years worth of experience between me and the team. We've got clients in 4 different continents and we offer the full service from start to finish. As you will see on here, my biggest region where I've been working very successfully and for so many years has been within the Africa region itself. But we also have, being based in Dubai, we've also got offices clients in Dubai, Saudi, and Qatar, but also clients in the Far East and also within Europe as well. So in a way, we are actually quite a global company working globally with clients all over the world. Now, your gateway to prime UK investment property starts with Legacy. Legacy specializes in providing international clients with access to purchase UK investment properties. The properties are located in prime areas of leading UK cities, including areas like London, Manchester, Birmingham, and Liverpool. But we are always looking for other upcoming cities where we believe our clients can profit from good investment returns, high rental yields. Legacy works directly with leading property developers to offer a strong portfolio of luxury city centre properties. Investors can benefit from high rental yields and capital appreciation from their investments. Legacy as a company, we are quite well established in 3 different areas. The core that we're talking about today is our UK property division. But furthermore, we also have Legacy Citizenship. And with that, I'll touch a very brief bit on, but we work with 14 governments from around the world offering citizenship and residency programs with well-established other countries. And also we have Legacy Dubai Properties. Dubai real estate has gone through the roof over the last year or 2, and a lot of clients globally are asking a lot more about Dubai real estate. So that is another division that we have. However, today's main primary focus is going to be on the UK properties and UK real estate. So diving a little bit more into Legacy, we're headquartered in the UAE in Dubai, but we also have offices in the UK and in Spain. Legacy Investment Solutions has over 10 years industry experience advising upon UK residential property investment opportunities to global property investors. We do offer our clients a diverse portfolio to help them to tap into the UK property market, helping our clients to build a legacy with their property portfolios. We deliver a trusted service to our clients across the Middle East, Africa, and the Far East that fully interrogates the opportunities that we introduce, and we place our clients at the heart of our business. And it's a reputation that has built us a very loyal investor following. So how do we go about doing this? Well, quite simply, we work with leading property developers in the UK. These developers have a proven track record, having built, completed, and handed over thousands of apartments throughout the UK. But very importantly for us, we need to ensure that they also have a minimum 10 years track record in the industry. So basically, we do not work with boutique builders or developers or first-time builders or people who are just new to the market. Because we've got clients and we have a reputation to uphold, we do only work with leading, well-established developers with a track record. We work with developers with projects in London, Birmingham, Manchester, Liverpool, and also we are looking at other areas like Leeds and Nottingham and other areas. It's all about where our clients are going to get the highest capital appreciation and the best rental yields for their money. So we are constantly looking out for our clients because most of our clients are always looking to build their property portfolios. We do also offer a complete hands-off turnkey solution for our clients from start to finish. And we do work with leading mortgage providers and property management companies in the UK. Now, a little bit about the UK, because some people may be new to understanding the UK today, but I have currently split the UK into 3 different sections here. You've got Scotland at the top up here, and Scotland, as most of you, if you know the UK history, have been looking to get independent for many, many years. So I almost count Scotland as a different country altogether. Then you've got Ireland all the way here. But as you can see, the UK is a very small country, okay, but it does have a very much growing population. And as you can see from here, which I've managed to get from the Office of National Statistics in the UK, it's the government website, government entity. This is showing you the population of the UK since 1971, even right up until 2022. And as you can see, the population is forever growing. People live longer. People are healthcare facilities are generally better. You've got more single parents, more people are moving into the UK from around the world, especially war-torn countries. So what you're finding is the UK populations continue to grow. But as you can see, the island is very, very small, which means property prices are always only continuing to rise. Properties are, there's just not enough to go around, and also rents are only continuing to rise. So very, very important statistics here for you to bear in mind as we go through further slides as well. Now, a little bit about our full turnkey services. Basically, what we would usually do after this webinar, those that would want to meet with us, we would do a one-to-one investment consultation. It's a one-to-one meeting to understand a little bit more about your needs and your requirements, talking about the right city, the right location, the right unit that would fit within your particular budgets. And then we would bespoke and tailor-make the right solution and the right investment property for you, depending on the city that is best suited for your investment. We would then, after that, once you reserve a unit, we introduce you to an independent panel of lawyers and solicitors in the UK. These lawyers do not work for us, they do not work for the developer, but they will only work for you. So they're your lawyers that we're going to introduce you to. You would also make the payments to them directly, and the money goes into an escrow account and is completely safe and secure, okay? From there, 6 months before completion, we will also introduce you to UK-based mortgage lenders. Now, very important for you to know, we've been working with mortgage lenders in the UK that are able to get mortgages for clients almost globally, okay? All of our clients in Africa, within Ghana, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, Turkey, even included Egypt, we're able to get you guys mortgages fairly comfortably in the UK. So a lot of people aren't aware that being a non-resident, not even living in the UK, not even having a British passport, but yes, you can actually get a mortgage in the UK. It's a buy-to-let mortgage, which is completely tailored to international investors. From there, 3 months before completion, we will also introduce you to the full property management services. These people will help you to get your property tenanted. They manage your property, they will maintain your property. And in the future, if you wish to sell your property, they will even help you to get your property sold as well. We will also help you to obtain UK bank accounts, because in order to get a mortgage, you do need a bank account. We can also help you with FX services. Now, there are certain restrictions with certain countries due to devaluation of currencies or other things, but generally, most currencies from around the world, we can help you to get them exchanged into pounds, dollars, or euros at a much better rate than the bank. These are UK regulated companies as well and UK based, just for your reference. If you're looking to do UK company formations, we can also help you to do that. And in a one-to-one meeting, I'd be able to talk to you about tax benefits and advantages for that as well. But a lot of clients are starting to look at putting properties into a company in the UK, which have numerous benefits to them. We will also help you with investor and golden visa services if you're looking at UAE investment opportunities, which I'll briefly touch on later. So a little bit about the property management company. A lot of people ask me, well, great, Hiran, I bought a property from you, but how am I going to make money from this property? So very briefly, Legacy works with leading property management companies in the key regions in the UK. These companies provide a comprehensive lettings and management service, which allows you to enjoy all the benefits of being a landlord, but with none of the hassle. By using Legacy, you can generate income from your home, and it's a true turnkey investment. The services that they provide and include is they offer a full marketing and letting services. You do not basically pay for anything until a tenant is ready to move into your apartment. They'll do the full tenant referencing and checking service. So they do a credit check, background check, and take the security deposits from the tenants to ensure that only good quality tenants are moving into your apartment. They will also help you with the maintenance and snagging services. You may not wish to fly in from your home country just to go back to go and see the apartment. They will assist with taking videos, pictures, images, and everything of the apartments so you can see that it's ready for a tenant to move into. They do the key handovers, which includes all of those services. They'll do inspections throughout the tenancy to ensure that the tenants are looking after and managing and maintaining your property well. They'll do inventory checks. So when a tenant is leaving, they will ensure that the tenant is left the property in a good condition. If not, it's taken out of the security deposit, any damaged furniture is replaced, anything that is to be repainted will be done, and from there, your apartment will be perfect and brand new, ready for the next tenant to move in. And I'll also assist you with non-resident landlord tax. So quite a comprehensive service from the property management companies that we work with within the UK as well. Now I'm going to touch and talk a little bit about the buy-to-let market in the UK and talk a little bit about the big 6 cities that have been actually doing really, really well. Now, what you'll also see with all the statistics that I'm offering moving forward in the next slides onwards, they're all backed evidentially with companies, either UK government, banks, or JLL, which is actually one of the largest UK residential forecast companies in the world. So these current stats are from JLL now. So a little bit about this. So investment in buy-to-let in cities outside of London in 2022 surpassed the 5-year average by 69%, with 2.8 billion funding and 12,500 homes being built. Okay, Birmingham attracted the most investment of all regional cities for the 2nd year running, with 380 million pounds of funding, 1,478 homes, followed by Liverpool at 250 million investments, Manchester in at 244 million pounds worth of investments. And then by the end of 2022, there were 96,700 buy-to-let homes in regional cities. Birmingham having the largest market and development pipeline, and Manchester had the 2nd largest market and the 2nd largest operational market itself. House prices across the big 6 cities rose by 8% on average in 2023, and average prices had risen by over 20% in the last 5 years. So that's a substantial amount of growth. Quite clearly and simply put, if you bought a property 5 years ago, your properties would have gone up by 20% in just 5 years alone, which is quite a substantial growth considering its low risk investment. A little bit about the rental market. Mortgage rates rose significantly after the September mini budget, pushing more people into the rental market. With the end of Buy to Help in 2022, the demand for rental property was even higher. Average rents across the big cities rose by 15.8% in the year to December 2023. So again, rents have grown by 15.8%, which is a great rental yield and income for you as an investor. Manchester saw the highest growth of 22% rental increase just this year alone. Okay, the forecast moving forward as it stands, the UK housing market has been bolstered by record low borrowing costs over the past 15 years. Unemployment is at a near record low, and lending rules have become stricter, meaning fewer households have high loan to value loans. House prices in the UK's major cities are expected to rise even further next year, driven by demand from students and young working professionals. There is an ongoing lack of homes to rent, resulting in increased demand for purpose-built rental homes. Quite simply put, there is that because of the shortage of homes in the UK, rents are just continuing to rise and will only keep on rising. So that's very, very positive news as an international investor buying into the UK property market. So a little bit about why would you invest into the UK? Well, this is one of my favorite graphs that I tend to show almost on every single presentation that I do, which gives you confidence at just how strong the UK property market is. And what this is from the UK Land Registry data. You can go to the UK government website and you'll be able to see these statistics, which is showing since 1965 how property prices have basically risen and will only continue to rise. Again, small city, demand is high, shortage of homes, so demand is high for rental properties. So here, even there's a couple of statistics, 1990 to 1995, there was a little bit of a dip in the market, but that's when we had the Persian Gulf War crisis. Then in 2007, up until about 10, this is when we had the Lehman Brothers global recession. UK had the fastest recovery from recession compared to any other country in the world. And by 2010, UK property prices were skyrocketing and going up again. Then in 2020, we had COVID. UK property prices still continued rising. And even up until now, UK property prices are only going up. And when you work out the averages here, you can see that UK property prices tend to double in value every 10 to 15 years, which is great investment opportunities for global investors. So a little bit about why Manchester now, and we're going to narrow it down between Birmingham and Manchester. They're both my two favorite cities, but they're also the two fastest growing cities in the UK. So I will follow it with some statistics, but I'm going to start by showing you a very quick, brief video of why Manchester. Okay. So that was a little bit about Manchester and some statistics there as well. And now I'll give you some more further statistics. So a little bit about the infrastructure. Basically, there's a lot of inward investment going into Manchester at the moment. It has it has a third largest international airport, flying to 255 destinations. It has 22 million passengers each and every year. And there's been £1 billion expansion plan to be completed in 2024. It's also created around 1,500 jobs so far. But it also has a very well-established integrated Metrolink system, just like the London Underground. It has 7 lines, 93 stops, and 40 million passenger journeys a year. So basically, with the Metrolink and public transport, it is easy to get around the whole of Manchester by tram, which has made it very, very easy access for people to go to and from work rather than driving around. A little bit about the population growth, and these statistics are from the Office of National Statistics, Manchester City Council, and also Deloitte. So Manchester's population growth is double the national average, according to the Office of National Statistics. And Manchester's population is actually projected to increase by 70,000 people by 2025, which is a huge increase in population. But according to Deloitte, very interesting, is that even at the current rate of construction, Manchester is still going to have a shortfall of around 50,000 homes by 2025. So you've got 70,000 people moving in, but there's going to be a shortage of 50,000 homes. That means if you have an investment property in Manchester, it is going to be rented, offering you very high rental yields. automatically. A little bit about the education, because it does have some of the top universities in the UK now. There are over 99,000 students attending Greater Manchester's 4 universities. But very important for me, and the most important statistic there is this: the 70% graduate retention rate in Manchester. And what that basically means is all the students that are coming in from all different cities that are going to Manchester University, when they graduate, they don't want to go back to their home cities, because they could be in very small countrysides or small cities where maybe the job growth isn't great. But Manchester's thriving job opportunities there. 70% of them are now prepared and willing to stay in Manchester so they can get themselves really good jobs. But there are also 22 universities within an hour drive of Manchester. So that's a lot of universities. And all of these students are coming into Manchester city centre on weekends, giving a thriving sort of like city centre and environment as well. Okay. Now, a little bit about the 5-year forecast, according to JLL and Savills and Zoopla. So what they're predicting is Manchester's growth rate is about 7.4% capital appreciation, which means over the next 5 years, if you bought a property today, you're looking at about 26.8% house price growth in Manchester. That's what has grown by in the last 5 years. But over the next 5 years, Manchester's rental market is going to grow by around 22%, which is quite a substantial growth rate. But then you're also going to get 28.3% house price growth by 2025. That has been since 2022. We've already seen that in 2022, also this year, and over the next 3 years, you're also going to see that particular growth. And that is according to JLL. Now, a little bit about the job creation, because it's all about why is a particular city getting good house price growth and capital appreciation and good rental yields. Well, Centres for Cities is a government entity that basically looks at all the cities in the UK, and they look at the population growth of that particular city, and they look at the jobs and the growth in that particular city. Manchester has again been #1 city for growth of population and jobs. And again, this is what is driving the rental increase and the demand for properties in Manchester. And if you look, sadly, London does come in at number 20, because a lot of people, international investors, think, oh, I want London, I want London. But actually, from an investment point of view, you've got to look at what is your purpose of buying in London. There are certain areas in London that will offer you good growth. But if you look at London as a whole, it isn't the fastest growing city any longer. And it hasn't been, to be fair, for the last 10 years. Manchester has been #1 for the last 7 years running. Okay. There's a lot of offices space and everything moving there as well, plus 325 million of investment accumulated in the office market, a 54% increase on the 10-year average growth in that particular city. This is Manchester as a whole. You've got all of these outside cities, Bolton, Wigan, and everything. But what we do is we focus mainly within the city centre area. So you've got Trafford, Salford, and Manchester City itself. And this is where we look at most of our investment opportunities for our clients within the city, because they are walking distance or a tram ride away from all of the head offices that are moved into Manchester. Manchester has 2.8 million population, but within the city centre alone, over 550,000 people are living within the Trafford, Salford, and Manchester city centre area itself. Main driver of the northern economy. So, and there's 1.5 million jobs within these 3 little areas of Trafford, Salford, and the Manchester city centre itself. So great opportunities when apartments become available there. A little bit about the annual growth, which we mentioned is over 7%. Annual rental growth is growing by 22%. 5-year house price forecast, 28.3%. And we're going to see a 5-year rental value forecast of 21.6%. Now, as well as that, the rental growth, Manchester was the top rental market in 2023, according to JLL Cities Index, recording 22% growth in rents. Average rents, 1 bedrooms will comfortably get you 1,100, 2 bedrooms around £1,500 a month, 3 bedrooms over £2,100 per month. Prime rents have risen by 25%, with 3 beds seeing the highest growth of 33% and 2 beds seeing 22% growth. So that is a great rental income from there alone. A little bit about the economic growth. Manchester's GVA has grown by 67% since 2000, totaling over £42.2 billion as of 2023. As you can see from this trajectory, moving even into the future of 2035, it is just only going to keep on increasing. So that is why Manchester is going to be a great investment opportunity for you. The economy is expected to produce over £56 billion per annum by 2035. And GVA per capita has risen by 34% since 2000, and is also expected to increase a further 24% by 2035. So, showing you great growth in Manchester at the moment. Now we're going to touch on Birmingham and why would you look at Birmingham? Because today is all about Birmingham versus Manchester. So a little bit about Birmingham's infrastructure. It's got basically the second largest international airport, 150 destinations, 10 million passengers each and every year, 1,000 jobs are being created there. But then also what has been a big driver for the Birmingham property market has been the HS2, which is the high-speed 2 train line. Infrastructure started a couple of years ago. It has been confirmed it is growing. It's already going ahead. Sadly, Manchester was stopped as of a couple of months ago, but the HS2 from Birmingham to Manchester is going to make it the fastest train line in Europe. 45 minutes to London, 55,000 jobs have been created just from the HS2 alone. But it also has a well-integrated Metrolink and tram service there also. One line goes to 31 stops and 4.7 million passenger journeys a year. It's not as big as Manchester's, but it is still very well established and offering all around the city of Birmingham to be able to get from one place to another. A little bit about their 5-year forecast. Well, Birmingham's set to grow at about 5.7%. We're actually expecting it to be a little bit higher for 2024 because of the demand in that area now, but 23.2% house price growth in Birmingham over the last 5 years. It's got 18% rental growth by 2026, but 27% Birmingham house price growth by 2026 also. And that's according to JLL. So, job creation in the area. Birmingham is number 3, and it has remained in this pretty particular spot for a good few years as well, for the last 5 years running. But it still is within the top 3 cities for investment, for population growth and job growth. Manchester is still number 1, which we touched on a few moments ago, but Birmingham still showing strong, positive investment opportunities there as well. It's had about total office space of 0.9 million square foot, 215 millions of investment accumulated in Birmingham in the office market up until 2020, and 41% increase on the 10-year average. Manchester, as you can compare, still a little bit higher, and you probably see when we do our one-to-one meetings, Manchester is one of my favorite cities. I'm a little bit more biased towards there, but there are particular reasons for it. But Birmingham is still a great investment opportunity. It is right in the middle of the UK and a prime location still for investments as well. So a little bit about Birmingham: annual house price growth 6%, 18% annual rental growth, 23.2% 5-year forecast, with a 5-year rental value forecast at 19.3%. So still very good, strong investment opportunities within Birmingham as well. A little bit about the house price growth. Flat prices in the city risen by 27% over the last 5 years, with an average of 5.7 annual growth since June to 2021. New build flats prices range from 200 to 360,000. Prime new builds from 280 to 400,000 pounds. Increases in prime flats have been more moderate, with a 12% and 5% growth for 1 and 2 bedroom homes. A little bit about the rental market. Rental prices in Birmingham city centre rose significantly in the second half of 2023 as a result of supply and demand constraints, rising interest rates and tougher lending conditions. 1-bed flats average rents reached £900 per calendar month at the end of the year, while 2 beds reached £1,200 and a 16% and 20% rental growth respectively. Now, again, I know a lot of you will look at these prices and say, well, actually, but Manchester's was £1,100 for a 1-bedroom, 2 bedrooms were around £1,500. Yes, the property prices and also the rental prices are a little bit higher in Manchester compared to Birmingham. But on some occasions, you might be able to buy apartments a little bit cheaper in Birmingham compared to Manchester. Not always, but it's all about the amenities that now some of the new developments are coming with. Prime rents in the area also saw a substantial increase, with 1 beds averaging £1,400 and 2 bedrooms at £1,900. So a little bit about Birmingham versus Manchester, the statistics. The city of Manchester has far fewer people than the city of Birmingham, but their broader metropolitan regions have very similar populations. So this is just showing you Birmingham here and Manchester. Manchester's the dark one, by the way, and Birmingham's the light blue. And then here in the city regions, they're almost very equal, Manchester and Birmingham here, basically, okay? So it's just showing you the growth of these particular cities. But house prices in both Manchester and Birmingham are actually significantly below the national average, which is very good news for international investors, because if it's below national average prices, you're buying at a lower price with the expectation that capital appreciation is only going to keep on going up. So you've got the UK national average here in this light blue, but you've got Birmingham in red and Manchester in blue here. Okay. Manchester's average prices are lower, but in prime areas, they stand out the most. Okay. So again, I can go through these figures with you in one-to-one meetings in more detail, but it's just to give you a broad overview today. So now let's touch a little bit on our current development and opportunities that we have available in the UK. We're going to start with Birmingham, called Smithfield Lofts. Okay, about Smithfield Lofts, it's in a very, very prime location. Smithfield will be a dynamic place with something for everyone. At its heart will be the new market alongside a festival square and new cultural spaces, businesses, leisure spaces, including hotels, cafes, restaurants, and bars. One of the UK's most important international trade and business cities, with one of the fastest growing economies in the country, makes for an enticing opportunity for owners and investors alike. So this is the tower that we have available at the moment. Over here, very, very tall tower. It's in Birmingham, 163 apartments. We started with about 3 weeks ago when we launched. We're now only got 79 apartments remaining, and the units are actually selling very, very fast. One bedrooms are now starting at £267,000 and two bedrooms starting at £299,000. We have a very attractive payment plan for this, which I'll touch on in the next few slides. But first of all, let me talk about the amenities, because this is very, very important. There has been a huge trend and change in the whole of the UK at the moment, in areas like Birmingham, Manchester especially, where the apartments and units come with a lot of facilities and amenities. This particular development is in Birmingham is one of the first of its kind, coming with co-working space area, dining areas that tenants can use. It's got a fully equipped gym and yoga studio, and it's got sky terraces. It even has a cinema room that tenants can hire out and use anytime they want. So this development is the first of its kind in Birmingham, having all of these facilities. So when you look at the price of the units, they may seem a little bit higher, but that's because of all the amenities, but also the location of this particular development. Okay. A little bit about the exclusive payment plan that we have available on this. Basically, there's a £2,000 reservation fee that you would pay now in December. Then you will pay 5% in January 2024. And then after that, you will pay 5% every 6 months until completion of the development in Q4 of 2025. You will then, by then, have paid a total of 35% down payment by completion, and that means you can get yourself a 65% loan to value UK mortgage. That is the kind of options that we have available for you. So you're spreading your payment rather than the traditional 20% down payment now. You're spreading your payment of 5% every 6 months, making it a very attractive payment plan, which is pretty unheard of in the UK, but we have got the exclusivity on this. A little bit of overview on this, and so you can see what the images and pictures will look like. Great, a tower that's going to stand out very nicely in Birmingham. A little bit about the inside view, so you can see what they look like. Very high-end facilities and finishing, as you can see from this. It's going to have a nice, finishing touches, luxury apartments, and this is what we go for and the kind of look and feel with all of our developments that we have available. Now let's touch on Trafford Gardens, a very, very prime location. Any of you that are Man United fans here, this is 10 minutes walking distance away from the Manchester United Stadium, okay? So it's in a very prime location, 10 minutes away from the city of Manchester, but that's like 10 minutes by tram, very close to the tram station, but in a very much a regeneration area where there's a lot of new developments coming up at the moment. So Trafford Gardens is a new build development of striking design set to house a collection of 116 apartments in total, occupying a prime position in Manchester city centre. This exciting property offers easy access to all that this world-class city has to offer. Tailored to meet the needs of the rapidly growing young professionals, Trafford Gardens offers generous living space, luxury balconies, and superior quality throughout. Ideal for homeowners or investors, this is truly a rare opportunity. So this is what the tower is going to look like, and the development is going to look like. So it's going to be a very, very nice new build development. Construction well underway. Ground was broken a few months ago, so in a great location. Sorry, forgive me about the typing error on this. It was 116 apartments in total, but we now only have 49 apartments left. This development has absolutely flown out. We launched this development about 2 weeks ago, and it has sold out really, really well. Because starting prices were very low at about £180,000 starting prices. But now the apartments are a little bit higher. So one bedrooms are starting at £210,000, two bedrooms at £247,000, and three bedrooms from around 443. But they are very, very limited three bedrooms, literally almost penthouses that are currently available at the moment. Okay. Again, with this, we have a very, very attractive payment plan, which I'll show you now. It's £2,000 reservation fee that you will pay now in December, but your first payment of 10% will be in January 2024, minus the £2,000 reservation fee you've already paid. And then 6 months later, so in around July, you'll pay another 10%, and that is it. And then the balance will be on completion in Q3 of 2025. So a very, very attractive payment plan, managing to help you split your costs and your overheads in total. And will potentially get you a 65% loan to value in the UK. A little bit of an outside overview of the development itself. So very beautiful new build development there. A little bit about the inside, so you can have a look at what this one will look like as well. But again, high quality finishing, wooden floors, but all of our developments come with the white goods included, inbuilt fridge, freezers, dishwashers, washing machine, dryers, etc. So, and very large windows letting in plenty of light into the development as well. Okay, so that's what the development will look like. Now I'm going to jump onto London, because everyone does ask me about London. We have a fantastic opportunity in Zone 2 in London called Aspen. It's in the Canary Wharf, which is, many of you, if you know London and the UK, it is the financial district, like Wall Street in America, you could say. So Canary Wharf, very prime location, Zone 2. Unfortunately, my video is not working for this, but I will be happy to share it with you later on. It has been designed by one of the world's leading architects and designers. Aspen is the jewel of the crown of Consort Place, a fresh destination with cafes, bars, activity spaces, education, healthcare facilities, restaurants, and international Dorset Hotel is there as well. Aspen, by the way, is going to be the second tallest tower in Canary Wharf at 63 stories in total. A little bit about the development. Again, there is a typo error, so please forgive me on this. We have only got around 100 units left out of 400 apartments in total. Studios are starting at £550,000, one bedrooms at 685, two bedrooms from 825, and three bedrooms from £1.4 million. But this development has some absolutely outstanding facilities. It has a gym, spa facilities, a plunge pool. It's got a rooftop terrace bar on the 63rd floor. It's got cinema rooms, games rooms, and any possible facilities you could possibly think about. This development already has it. because of the location where it sits. It is for the executives, working professionals, great rental income, great rental yields. You've got HSBC, Deutsche Bank, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley are all on the doorstep of this particular development as well. So the rental income is phenomenal considering the location of this particular development. We have got a very attractive payment plan for this of 5% every 6 months, but the development does complete next year in Q3. So there are only 3 payments you need to make, and then the balance will be on completion next year, Q3 2024. So a little bit about the development, and so you can see what it will look like. It is very close to the River Thames and everything, so you do have great views, especially on higher floors. It's got the Dorset Hotel is connected to this as well, so you've got a lot of additional facilities available within there. A little bit about the inside. This is the rooftop terrace bar that is on the 63rd floor, so absolutely stunning and beautiful. This is what the games room, cinema room, and everything will be that tenants can use for free. This is going to be the rooftop dining area that tenants can also rent out for free whenever they want to. This again is another picture of what the lounge area will look like at the top. And this is the spa facilities with a small plunge pool overlooking the whole of the city and the Canary Wharf as well. So as you can see from this, very, very high-end amenities and facilities. The next one is the something called Evelyn House, which is in the Oval in London. Anybody that knows London knows this is a super prime location. This is Zone 1 London. You're literally in the city of London, but we have amazingly attractive plans and pricing and also payment plan on this. So a little bit, here's a quick short video on this so you can see the kind of facility and what it will look like. So that was the brief video on the Oval. Fantastic location, as I said. A vibrant boutique development in Zone 1 of London's southeast. Evelyn House is the ideal place to enjoy the best the city has to offer. Evelyn House is the new standard of inspired living, offering you an enhanced lifestyle that offers peace and excitement. Ideally located in Zone 1 of the city, Evelyn House is a collection of 9 contemporary apartments situated between Kensington and Vauxhall. Okay, so again, forgive me on the mistake on the typo error there, but there were only 13 apartments to start with. We are now left with 9 apartments left. 1 bedroom starting at 667,000, 2 beds at 882, and 3 bedrooms for 1.2 million pounds. Now you've got to admit, considering this is a Zone 1 London, right next to Kensington, with the high-end facilities and amenities and everything on your doorstep, these are very, very attractive prices. We're also running a very, very attractive incentive for clients that are looking to buy into this development at the moment. Up until the end of the year, which is only next couple of weeks, we do have things like free furniture packs and small discounts that we're willing to offer. This development completes next year, Q3. So I'll show you a little bit about the exclusive payment plan. It's a £5,000 reservation fee. You pay 10% in January to exchange, and then 3 months later, you pay another 10%, and then 80% upon completion at Q3 2024. Again, we can get you 65%, 70% loan to value mortgages. London is a little bit more flexible, so we can sometimes get even as high as 75% loan to value mortgages because lenders do love London. So it is well worth looking into this if that was what you're looking for and looking to buy into London. A little bit about the outside view of the development. As you can see, brand new build, very high-end finishing, and that's another one. And then you can see the interior. Now, we are providing very, very high-end finishing in this. Everything is top-notch quality, just what you would expect from a Zone 1 development and an apartment there as well, okay? And we are offering free furniture packs. And when I say the furniture packs, we're talking about high-end goods. We're not talking about cheap IKEA furniture or anything. We are talking about very high-end furniture and finishing, probably worth close to 20 to 25,000 pounds, depending on the size of the apartment that you're looking at as well. So to learn more about this, please do let me know. And then finally, I've got one more development, which is a completed development in Wembley. So bear in mind, this is ready, completed, and ready for you to move into now. Again, a very boutique development with only very limited availability. Ark House is an exquisite and stylish modern new build development of just 7 apartments finished and fitted with an impeccable standard. Each house boasts triple aspects with private balconies or terraces to the front and rear, providing an abundance of light and incredible cityscape outlooks from the upper floors. So a little bit about the development, as you can see here. 13 units is what we start with. Now as of this morning, we only have 6 units left. 1 bedroom's completely sold out, but we do have 2-bedroom apartments starting at £650,000, and 3 bedrooms are completely sold out. However, there may be one coming back onto the market, which was a local buyer that wasn't able to get a mortgage. So I do believe there is a 1 3-bedroom apartment coming back onto the market early next week. I will be happy to speak to you if that's what you're looking for as well. So basically, with this development, because it's ready, completed, and ready to move into, it's a straightforward 20% down payment now, and then the balance would be a mortgage, whatever you're able to get. Okay, a little bit about the outside view. You can see stunning views and finishing. It's got a little garden area for tenants to be able to use for barbecues or whatever it is. And the inside views are very high finishing and quality, again, with wooden floorings and everything as well. So that's a little picture of what the balconies and terrace areas can look like as well. Do bear in mind it's London, so living spaces are much smaller than what you get in other cities within the UK. But Wembley is a very prime location, very much great capital appreciation over the years there as well. Now, a little bit about the payment plan, just to quickly outline how it works. You would normally put down, first step, a small reservation fee. Now, what we're encouraging clients to do at the moment, and the reason why we're doing this webinar, is secure a unit this month before Christmas. Secure a unit, but you're not paying anything until 2024. Okay, so basically you can reserve the unit, and then 2 to 3 days later you will start your legal introduction with the lawyers. Now, obviously, with it being Christmas, Boxing Day, New Year, you're going to find that you're not going to make your payment until probably close to the 3rd week or 4th week of January, giving you almost 6 weeks from putting your deposit down before you need to make your first payment. Then we've got the various different payment plans. So forgive me, I've had to put 25% on here, but it's only because we've got different payment plans for different developments, okay? As you saw, we've got 5% payment plans, we've got 10% payment plans, and we've got a 20% payment plan. You'll also then do your mortgage introduction and consultancy 6 months before completion. 3 to 6 months before completion will introduce you to to the property management companies in the UK. So they're looking for a tenant before your property is ready. So on completion, you have a tenant ready to move in. Then on completion is when you will pay the balance of your 75% or 80% mortgages or whatever you're getting. So that is how the payment planning process works. Now, very quickly, I'm just going to touch on a few things about legacy citizenship, because a lot of clients, especially within Africa, love asking me how can they get a better passport or a second dual passport, which allows them to travel around the world. Well, we work with 14 programs that offer legal citizenship and residency through investments. With professionalism and expertise of our team, we're able to deliver a unique and tailored solution to each and every client based on their requirements. We work all over the world helping investors and high net worth individuals secure their assets, families, and businesses. Legacy citizenship, we are not in the business of just sales, rather we are in the business of building relationships with you and our clients. We are a certified agent and licensed firm, 20 years combined experience, tailored service, and over 1,000 successful stories of getting passports for our clients. These are just some of the main reasons why people tend to want to get a second or dual passport. But basically, very simply, I'll touch on a few. Visa-free travel to over 135 countries, including Europe, UK, and parts of Asia. Then you've got the rights to live in the UK for 6 months in a year. Citizenship is passed to the children and generations to come. And then basically you can also get access within the US, because a lot of clients do like sending their kids to either the UK or USA. So there are major reasons which I can touch on when we have our one-to-one meeting with what we can do for you. The client proposition, quite clearly, Legacy offers clients globally advice on a range of areas, including visa-free travel. We have access to over 14 countries and jurisdictions for every budget, advice on the most suitable options based on individual client needs, and then entire process handled for the clients from start to finish. We have a full legal team here in Dubai that will help you to get the whole process done from start to finish. Here are just some of the countries we work with: Dominica, Antigua, Grenada, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, Malta, and Turkey. But we also have Europe as well. Greece, Portugal has ended. Spain has also ended. But with Switzerland has also ended now as well. Italy, not many people go for because it's very, very expensive. But that just gives you a bit of an idea of some of the countries that we're able to assist you with as well. But we've also been having a lot of inquiries for the UAE and Dubai in particular. So we can help you. There are two ways we can help you. One is through residency. Basically buy real estate. We can help you to buy UK investment properties. Anything above £2 million can also get you the golden visa. And that means that you can travel in and out of Africa into Dubai without having to apply for visas each and every time. The second option, which is a little bit cheaper, some people go for, is the company formation route. We can help you with the full process from start to finish, with basically setting up a business here in Dubai, helping you with your medicals, opening up a business bank account for you, and then basically getting your investor visa, which means, again, you can also travel in and out of Dubai without having to applying for visas every time. So these are the two main options. We do work with the leading real estate developers in Dubai as well. These are just a few to name, but these are the kind of people we work with. Now, on that note, I would like to hand it over to Uju, who's going to briefly tell you about her story and her success in having worked with Legacy and its team here in Dubai. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Hiran. Such a nice array of houses and options to pick from. So just speaking to my real estate journey, I started this journey with Hiran 2021 February. And I made my first purchase. Coincidentally, my first purchase was a property in Birmingham. At the point of purchase, I normally have a table, but I didn't edit the table, so I think that's why we're without a table to show. So not at the point of purchase, the property was valued. Aha, thank you, here. That's it. So if you look at this property at the point of purchase, it's not updated, but we all know what it looks like today. So purchase, this was £120,000, right? Then exchange rate was 620 naira to a pound. So I'm sure my Nigerians here can completely relate to this. In naira, it was 74 million naira. If you look at June this year, with the pound at 1,000, right? But as at this time, December, the pound is at 1,500. With the pound at 1,500, that same valued property that was valued at 74 million is currently 180 million naira. So that's just to show the impact of devaluation. And if I had not started this 2 years ago, what it would have cost me today. And the positive thing about the UK properties, one of the things is, of course, we have the capital appreciation. Capital appreciation is great. Hiran made reference to Manchester in 5 years having appreciated by 28%, right? So there is the profit that comes from the capital appreciation. If I look at that same property that was bought at 120,000, now 155,000. So appreciation of over 120,000 pounds, 120%. On top of that, there's the return on investment. When we bought this, the rental was at 650 pounds per month. As we speak today, we're renting it out at 800 pounds a month. So if I do the return on investment, is over about 7% return on investment, based on the 800 pounds a month rental yield. So there's that on top of it. So there's the interest from the rent, and then there's your capital appreciation, right? Then there's the, if you want to convert it back to naira, there's the appreciation of your value in naira if you choose to sell and bring your money back to Nigeria. So these are just 3 different elements of how this has impacted us positively. And when I talked about having an additional source of income, of course, having this rental income allows me and the family to do whatever we want to do, whether if it's to travel, if it's to plan your vacations and just have income outside of the naira, so that the naira, basically salary can stay in Nigeria, then the returns from this can do other things. So for me, this is the first property. I've gone ahead to do a couple others. But for me, this has just been a game changer in the economic situation. This has really changed my outlook in the way the naira has depreciated and the economy has gone down. Really, this has been the game changer for me and the family. So what I always advise everybody, of course, I like to say the best time to have done this was 2 years ago. The next best time is now, because I'm sure most people, with the way our economy has moved, a lot of people have moved their savings into foreign currency. A lot of people are saving in dollars. So the truth is, we have dollars either in mutual funds or just sitting in an account. So what I always advise, my advice to people is always, if you have just foreign currency sitting down somewhere, it's a good time to look at alternative options. One of the options is the real estate space. UK properties real estate in the UK. Like Hiren said, you can be sure that you will always get a tenant. I have another property in Manchester. Boma is here with me, and when that property was bought, it was rented out within 7 days. Right, there was already a tenant in it. The tenant was moving. Within 7 days, we already had another tenant in that property. And we went through the mortgage process for that property, just for people that are worried about the mortgage, that are questioning, is it possible to get a mortgage as a Nigerian? We both live in Nigeria, and we did get a mortgage from a UK lending house from sitting down here in Nigeria. Lots of questions to be asked, but at the end of the day, we did get a mortgage from the UK. And so on a monthly basis, there's a direct debit to our account, taking its mortgage, and we get our portion. So it's a possible option. The first property I bought, it was outrightly all cash. This particular one was via the mortgage system in the UK. So whichever option you want to take, those options are available to you. There are Nigerian banks in the UK. There are British banks in the UK that will give Nigerians the mortgage. So my advice to everybody is, best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. Choose wisely, and I wish you the best of luck on your journey of investing in the UK. Like I've said before, Hiren is a great guy, and you can be sure that he will help you through the process. When he makes reference to a turnkey solution, it is truly a turnkey solution every step of the way, even down to the property managers. With our property managers, we don't have to have. Hiren flew me into the UK this year, July. Right, because I'd bought a couple of properties, and Hiren said, you've done a lot of investments. Come and see your properties. Till June this year, I've not seen any of my properties. I just bought and never seen it. So Hiren sent me a ticket, accommodation, and said, Uju, you've bought a lot of properties. Come and see it. Then I flew into Manchester, and Hiren took me to Manchester, Liverpool. Saw the array of properties and showed me some other investments. So some of the things on this screen, I have seen it because I even flew into the UK to see it. So Hiren is a great guy like that. Maybe if you buy as much, he will fly you into. But I just want you guys to know that I'd not seen anything. I started February 2021. I didn't see my properties till June 2023. And everything is intact. Boma hasn't seen her property. I took pictures and showed it to Boma, by the way. I said, Boma, see, the property is real. Look at it here. Yes. So just so it's really, for me, it's been a life changer. If my husband were to speak on this, he'll tell you that this is one of the things that as we go into 2024, that really gives us a very positive outlook. That irrespective of where the currency lands, I know that I have income. I'm coming in on a monthly basis. I'm not going to call an amount. I have a target, really. I have a target to get to £10,000 a month, but I have very well on my journey to it. I have a stable source of foreign income coming in month on month. It's just going to be in the account because of the high demand of property in the UK. You can be sure that at any point in time, if I talk about all my property, I've never had anyone that has been without a tenant. Never ever. The Birmingham one, in the last 3 years, it has always had a tenant. Never been out. Never been. It's the same tenant that's been there for the last 2 years anyways, but it has never been. The property management system is so tight. It's tenants give you 2 months notice. In that period, your property managers will find a new tenant so that it is seamless. The transition is seamless. I made reference to the one in Birmingham with Boma. in 7 days it was rented. So at no point did we have to pay any money out of pocket. The mortgage has never been out of pocket. It's always been from the tenant's rent that comes in, and we just take the balance. That's our interest. That's what goes into our pocket. So it's a really seamless process. The high demand of real estate in the UK is definitely helping. The land space, the fact that it's a small land space and there's only so much they can do. You see buildings are going upwards versus going across because there's little land space to work with. You know, the influx of people into the UK. Nigerian, there's an influx. So there's a high demand for real estate. So you really can't go wrong with it. In my experience, there's you can't go wrong. So really, Hiren, that's my story. That's my story, and I charge everybody. Hiren's a great guy. Work with him. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much for that, Uju. And thanks for the confidence that you have in me as well. I'm sure I'll continue delivering for the next 10, 20 years to come as well. So, guys, thank you very much for that. And now, just very briefly, wanted to just quickly touch on, we do run as a company a very attractive referral incentive scheme as well. And there are a lot of clients on here today that have benefited from this. But I wanted to just show it to everyone as well, that refer a friend for UK property investment and earn £1,000 when they purchase from us at Legacy as well. So I would probably say a strong part of our business model has been that we work very heavily on recommendations and referrals from clients because of the client bank and base that we have built. Unlike many other companies that go out to lead genning, we rely a lot on our own clients. We've been very happy, very satisfied with the services that we offer. And based on that, they tend to refer many clients over to us. And now we've started rewarding our clients. And for some clients, this works really well because if they refer 5 friends and 5 friends buy, well, it's just paid for their furniture pack or the reservation fee that they would have put down on a property. So think of it that way, and it makes it a lot more attractive than just thinking, well, I'm making £1,000. So thank you very much for that. And very lastly, before we go on to the Q&A, what I wanted to basically add was that next year is a very, very, very big year for Legacy. We have over 500 apartments coming up in pipeline, which we have already secured with developers in the UK as well. Most of them are going to be in Manchester, but I am planning on doing a very large roadshow throughout quite a few countries within Africa. We are going to be doing our usual seminars and flights out, where we're going to hold seminars similar to this webinar in Nigeria, Ghana, Zimbabwe, Turkey, and Kenya, and maybe even pop into South Africa at the same time as well, if the demand is there for us and our client bank. But wanted you to just be aware that we will be January, February, March, and April are going to be very busy times, and we will be looking to come down. So if there's anyone online today that would like to meet with me and also discuss holding a seminar with your group of friends, colleagues, or anything like that, we would be more than happy to accommodate. But on that note, I would like to see if anybody has any questions that we are able to answer. And if not, we would be more than happy to arrange some one-to-one meetings with you guys directly. Daniel is the associate director. He's on here today as well. He will be calling all of you within this week coming to see if anybody would like to book in for a one-to-one meeting. But if you take out your phones and you can scan this QR code, this will take you straight to my WhatsApp. And if any of you would like to book in directly with me as well, please feel free to send me a WhatsApp, and I'd be more than happy to arrange a one-to-one meeting with you this week or next week as well. So are there any questions that I can answer for anyone? No, I think we're good. So I think we will call it a day for the webinar then. Uju, is there anything else that you would like to add, or we're all good?
Hiren, I think we're good.
Excellent. Excellent. Oh, I've got somebody who is wanting to ask a question. If you go to the Q&A or chat, you're able to put your question on there, and I'd be more than happy to answer it. So just go to the chat or Q&A and type out your question. Unfortunately, it won't allow you to speak because it's a webinar. No. Well, look, scan the Q. Oh, webinar, here we go. It's come up. So can you touch on the differences between Manchester and Birmingham? Sure. I mean, I covered it in the presentation, which hopefully you managed to see. If not, I would be happy to go through it. But Manchester and Birmingham, just very briefly, are two of the fastest growing cities in the UK at the moment. And basically, the growth and potential growth between both cities is quite substantial compared to any of the other cities in the UK. Manchester is currently growing at about 7.4% capital appreciation each and every year. Birmingham is growing at about 5.4. But according to JLL, they're predicting that Birmingham's going to grow at just a bit over 6% from next year again because of the HS2 and that being completely confirmed and not far from completion. Now, I'd be more than happy to go through more slides with you, but I would probably recommend, because I've already covered it in the webinar and it was quite substantial, about 20 minutes. I'm not going to be able to go through those particular slides again, but on a one-to-one meeting, I would be more than happy to cover the differences between the two developments with you. Sorry, the two different locations, okay? Were there any other questions anybody had? No? Okay, perfect. Well, I'd like to thank everyone again for attending today, and I look forward to seeing you all on a one-to-one basis over the next couple of weeks and to seeing how I might be able to help to assist you to build your property portfolio. So on that note, good night to everyone and have a great weekend, what's left of it, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for coming.